Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. Hope y'all are having a wonderful day. Now, it's supposed to be rainy and nasty here, and the sun is shining, the birds are singing, not complaining about that. We're supposed to have rain chances all the way through next Tuesday anyways, and we'll see what happens. This is a bonus, a blessing for us to get to enjoy this afternoon sunshine and keep the windows open and just enjoy all the peace and contentment that comes with a relaxing, peaceful day. So today, I've got some preparations to do. I have another meeting tomorrow, a ladies ministries meeting, and I am the speaker. And we're going to have a brunch type meal after the service part. And so I am going to be taking a pasta salad, and it's just a light pasta salad, and we'll have other finger sandwiches and finger foods. And I'm going to be making a strawberry oatmeal bar to take as well. And I'm going to show you the recipe for the strawberry oatmeal bar. But the very first thing that I am going to show you today is the pan release. I've made that before, and it works really, really good. I had it in the refrigerator and was using it, had a lot still to use. But there was this odd, day that Blade was here at home. I cannot remember if he got rained out or if it was during the time that Rowdy was in the hospital. I just cannot remember all of the details, but I do remember that we had this pan release in the refrigerator, and I failed to put a label on it. I need to practice what I preach, and I didn't put a label on it. I didn't really think that anyone would mistake it for any kind of food or leftovers or something. But anyway, Blade got a wild hair and decided to clean the refrigerator. I don't know if that was out of boredom or what the case was, but he cleaned the refrigerator, and when he saw that container of my pan release, he just threw it away. So we're gonna make up another batch of pan release today. This is one more thing that you can make if you have these ingredients on hand, and most people do. It's 3 ingredients, and if you have these ingredients that you keep stocked in your pantry all the time, then you always have access to make more of this, and it's one more thing that you can take off of your grocery store list, and you won't have to worry if you run out making it to the store. You can just make up another batch of homemade. You know what are in the ingredients, that you know that it's clean, and it's a really, really good pan spray it's not a spray, it's a spread. It's really good for when you're wanting to use it to put in your pans before you put bread in there, cakes, muffins, any of that kind of stuff. I would use it for anything that needs any kind of pan release, bunt pans, anything. And so what we have in here to begin with is 1 cup of lard. That's what I'm using. You can also use shortening. You can use plain shortening. You can use butter flavored shortening. It's really, really up to you. I'm using lard. That's what I have, and that's what I'm gonna use. The next ingredient is a type of oil. This was 1 cup of lard or butter or a shortening, and you need 1 cup of some type of cooking oil. This is olive oil. You want to make sure that you don't get something that's really, really strong and off-putting, but this is 1 cup of oil, and then you're going to use 1 cup of AP flour. Now I am going to use my mixer. You don't have to, but I'm going to go ahead and get this flour kind of mixed up in there just a little bit so flour doesn't go flying everywhere. You don't want to melt the lard. Don't do that. Leave your lard or your shortening solid, and you're going to cream all of these things together. Sorry about the noise. You can see why I wanted to start mixing it together, because it splatters just a tad if you're not careful. You might want to start with a deeper bowl if you're doubling this recipe, and you're welcome to do that. Now I've got a pretty jar that I'm going to put this in to put in my refrigerator. You don't have to do that. You can use any kind of jar or bowl, but I'm just going to make it pretty. Okay, so we've got about a pint of pan release. This will last me a good while, and I'm going to keep it in the fridge. But before I put this in the fridge, I am going to use it to coat the pan that I'm going to be using for the strawberry oatmeal bars that are for brunch tomorrow. To begin our strawberry oatmeal bars, we're going to have some ingredients out here. Now I am going to double this recipe because I'm taking it to a function. It normally makes an 8x8 pan. This is going to be for a 9x13. And so we've got a couple of things. And I'm going to give you the recipe for the 8x8. So you'll see me putting double the ingredients in. I'm just going to give you the recipe for one batch. You need 1/2 cup of melted butter into your bowl. And I use salted butter. I'm omitting the salt that's called for in the recipe, but I will make sure that I put it down in the recipe notes down below this video. And so if you use unsalted butter, you can see where the butter should be added to the recipe. If you use salted, don't add it. So I have 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick of melted butter. To this, I'm going to add 1 cup of all-purpose flour. I'm going to add 3/4 cup of old-fashioned rolled oats, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of packed brown sugar. Then if you were adding salt, it would be 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to get in here and get this all incorporated. This is going to be part for the crust and part for the top. We're going to reserve part of this mixture until we get the next step done, which is the strawberry filling. You could do this with any fruit. You could do it with peaches. You could do it with blueberries, blackberries, plums. That might be really good. I love plums. Cherries, apples, really any. Sounds like my washer has a mind of its own back there. Okay, so you can see that this doesn't make a dough, like something that's going to form a ball. It's going to stay crumbly like this, and that's fine. So getting a bowl out here, we're going to reserve, and I am making a mess on my countertop, I know. We're going to reserve, for that 8x8 pan, we're going to reserve a cup of the topping. Now I've got a 9x13 pan here, and and what I'm going to do is get out our freshly made pan release. I've got a little silicone brush here. You can see that it's really light, and I'm just going to paint this on, just like this. Now I know you might say, well, the spray is faster. I suppose that, but you know what these ingredients are. This would be really easy to put on a bundt pan that has all the fluted sides and all the intricate stuff. Ooh, I knocked my water over. Put it back here, so my elbow about got it. Okay, so here we are. It's coated. And now we're just going to dump in all of that mix that we just made, the oatmeal and the all of the other ingredients. And we're just going to press it into this pan. Okay, mixed in there, and now we're ready to do our strawberry filling. We need 2 cups of coarsely chopped strawberries. I didn't figure you wanted to watch me chop them all up, so I've just about got them done. Okay, to the strawberries, we're going to add 1/3 cup of sugar. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. And 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, which if you've been with me for long, you know that I use clear gel. I'm just going to give that a stir. Get it all mixed together. And you'll see, well, you may not be able to see, there is a juice in the bottom from the lemon juice and the sugar and the cornstarch starting to make juice or a sauce. Now we're going to pull our crust back in, and we are going to add the strawberries to this crust. Now, as these berries cook in the oven and they start releasing their juices from the sugar and the lemon juice, they will begin, and with the clear gel added, they will begin to gel up a little bit, and they will get bubbly, and they'll be good. So remember that we have this reserved oatmeal mixture that we made a crust in the bottom. Now this is going to become our crumble top. Now you can see that when it comes off, you can see that some pieces are bigger, and that's fine. You want to, you could even kind of squeeze it and let some bigger pieces sit on there and cook up like a little cookie type thicker crumble. And don't worry that you see strawberries peeking through. We like that. But you do want to make sure that, you know, you don't have any, some areas that are extremely thick and other areas don't have anything at all. Okay, this is what it looks like before it goes into the oven. Now this needs to bake for about 45 to 50 minutes to start with. Everybody's oven is different, so yours may cook faster, yours may even cook slower. But what you're looking for when it gets to the end of that time is around the edges it's going to be brown and it's going to be bubbly, and the middle is going to be set. But you might find when you go to check on yours at 45 to 50 minutes that it's still jiggly And that's going to let you know that it needs to bake a little bit longer. Just keep an eye on it. Let it go for about 5 more minutes and check. It could be that you have to make up to 55 minutes for this. And then when it comes out of the oven, we're not going to do anything else to it. We're going to let it set and rest and completely cool before you make any attempt to cut it. Well, guys, right out of the oven, strawberry oatmeal crumble bars. Now these have to cool completely before you ever try to cut them because you want them to come out in pretty bars. So I probably won't cut this until tomorrow and put it on a pretty platter to take to the ladies' meeting and the brunch that we have afterwards. And I will tell you that 350 degrees, mine did cook for 50 minutes. And what you're supposed to look for is the bubble and the browning around the edges, and then that the middle is set. Now it's a soft set, but it'll set up longer as it cooks. It'll set up longer as it cools, but you don't want it jiggly. If I was to move this around and it jiggled a whole bunch, then I would say that it's not done. You're not going to be able to poke a toothpick in the middle of it and come out clean. It's not going to be like that. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm taking a pasta salad. That's probably all I'll take for tomorrow because it is not the whole church. It's a smaller group. It's the ladies group. And so all my contributions, along with all of the other ladies' contributions, will be well enjoyed, and we'll enjoy our fellowship. So I hope y'all like this recipe, that you give it a try. Don't forget to give the pan release a try. I think that you'll really like it. And again, it is one of the goals of getting as many things off of your grocery store list that you can. Like I said, with those few ingredients that goes into this, those are things that you should have. If you cook it all, you probably have those things on your shelf already. And then every time that you need to, you can just whip up a batch, and it'll keep you from buying the grocery store products that have all of the yucky stuff in them that you don't really want. And plus, it's going to save you some money. And that's what it's all about. So until next time, guys, this is Josie. I love you. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. We're gone.